Have you ever noticed how complicated people make personal finance sound? Every so-called expert has a new hack, a new system, or a brand new acronym that is supposed to be the secret to wealth. You have people talking about sinking funds, high-yield buckets, crypto wallets, and 10-step frameworks that look like they belong in a NASA manual. And after watching all of that, you just sit there thinking, I don't even know where to start. Here's the truth. You don't need 15 different accounts, 3 apps, or a color-coded spreadsheet to get rich. You don't even need to know everything about money. You just need 3 accounts. That's it. 3. If you get these 3 right, your entire financial life can practically run on autopilot. But the reason most people never reach financial freedom is because they have turned money management into a hobby instead of a system. They spend hours tinkering with details that don't matter and then wonder why nothing's changing. Look, financial freedom isn't about complexity. It's about clarity. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how 3 simple accounts can get you there. My name is Michael, and I help people understand money the way school never did. I'm not here to sell you a course, tell you to manifest wealth, or convince you that your morning coffee is ruining your future. I'm here to give you a system that actually works, one that normal people can follow without needing a finance degree or a second job. So stay with me, because once you understand this framework, you'll realize financial freedom was never as far away as it felt. The spending account, where money lives before it dies. Let's start with the one everyone already has, your checking or spending account. This is where your income lands, bills get paid, and most people's financial chaos begins. Here's the problem. Most people treat their checking account like a storage unit. Money goes in, money goes out, and at the end of the month, they have no idea what happened. It's just a blur of rent, groceries, subscriptions, and takeout that somehow adds up to, how am I broke again? The truth is, your spending account isn't meant to store wealth. It's meant to circulate cash. Think of it like your wallet, not your vault. Most people get this backward. They pile everything into one account, try to mentally separate their bills from their savings, and then wonder why they can't save anything. Spoiler alert, your brain isn't built to do that. Here's the fix. Your spending account should hold only 1 month of expenses, maybe a small cushion above that if it makes you sleep better. Every dollar that comes in should have a job, bills, food, lifestyle spending, and then it should leave. Example, let's say your total monthly expenses are $4,000. When your paycheck hits, that's the number that should live in your spending account. The rest, it needs to go somewhere else immediately. Otherwise, it's going to quietly evaporate into late-night online orders and treat yourself moments. The emotional consequence here is huge. When your checking account always looks full, your brain assumes it's safe to spend. But when it's deliberately lean, you start making smarter decisions automatically without even trying. This is the part most people never notice. You can't out-discipline bad design. You need structure that forces good behavior, not willpower that collapses after a long day at work. Your spending account is that first line of defense, so keep it lean, keep it boring, let it do its job and nothing more. The safety account, because life doesn't care about your budget. Here's where it gets interesting. Your second account is what I call your safety account, what most people know as an emergency fund. But we need to rethink how we talk about this, because emergency fund sounds like something you'll never use, like it's only for when your house burns down or your car explodes. That's not realistic. Real life has many emergencies every few months. Your car needs tires, your dog needs a vet, your roof leaks after a storm. Most people call that bad luck. It's not. It's life being life. The safety account isn't optional. It's the financial shock absorber that keeps you from swerving into debt every time something goes wrong. Without it, every little setback becomes a crisis. You end up pulling out credit cards, taking short-term loans, and basically borrowing from your future to survive your present. That's why I call it the sleep account, because when it's full, you actually sleep better at night. How much should you keep in it? The rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Not income, expenses. If your monthly essentials cost $3,000, your safety account should hold between $9,000 and $18,000. Keep this in a high-yield savings account, separate from your spending account. Not an investment account, not stocks, not crypto, cash. Accessible, boring, reliable. Why? Because the purpose of this account isn't to grow, it's to protect. Think of it as insurance against panic. When your car breaks down and you can just pay for it, you're not forced into stupid financial decisions. You don't need to raid your investments or go into debt. You just fix the problem and move on with your life. The emotional consequence here is freedom, not the quit your job and move to Bali kind, but the calm, everyday freedom of knowing you're okay no matter what happens. Most people don't realize how heavy financial anxiety feels until it's gone. That's what this account buys you. Peace, not profit. And here's the punchline. Your safety account doesn't make you rich, but it keeps you from going broke, and that's just as important. The freedom account, where wealth actually happens. All right, this is the one that changes everything. Your freedom account is where your money stops being lazy and starts working for you. This is your investment account, your bridge from stability to independence. Most people confuse saving with investing, but they're not the same thing. Saving protects your money, investing multiplies it, and if you want to be financially free, you can't save your way there. Inflation will quietly eat your progress like termites in a wooden house. Here's where the simple math comes in. If you invest $500 a month and earn an average 8% annual return, you'll have around $1 million in about 35 years. That's not magic. That's just compound interest doing its thing. But if you're like most people and you wait until you have extra money, guess what? You never will. You have to automate it. That's the key. Your freedom account should be completely automated. The day your paycheck hits, money should move to this account before you even see it. Pay yourself first isn't just a nice slogan. It's how every wealthy person actually builds wealth. The real emotional consequence? Momentum. Once you see your freedom account growing month after month, it becomes addictive. It turns saving into a game you actually want to play. And this is the part nobody talks about. Wealth feels slow at first. The first few thousand feel like nothing's happening. Then one day you realize your investments are making more money in a month than you used to make in a whole year. That's when everything changes. But to get there, you have to build the system that feeds it. This account should include your retirement accounts like a 401k or IRA, your brokerage account for general investing, and maybe a real estate fund if you're further along. The tools can change, the goal doesn't. Every dollar here has one job, to buy back your time. That's what financial freedom really is. It's not about yachts or mansions. It's the ability to wake up and know your bills are covered, even if you decide to take a day off. That's the level of peace you're working toward. Where people mess this up. Let's take a quick detour because this is the part most people never notice. They'll hear this 3-account idea and immediately overcomplicate it. They'll make sub-accounts for every little thing: vacation fund, clothing fund, pet emergency fund, rainy day fund. Before long, they've built a mini banking empire that requires a project manager to maintain. That's not financial freedom. That's spreadsheet slavery. You don't need to micromanage your money. You need a simple system that makes the right decisions automatically. Here's the pattern. Spending account. 1 month of expenses handles the day-to-day. Safety account. 3 to 6 months of expenses handles the unexpected. Freedom account. Everything else handles your future. If you want to make it even simpler, think of it like this. Now, next, forever. The now account keeps your life running. The next account keeps you safe. The forever account makes you free. That's it. The psychology behind it. Here's where it gets interesting, and honestly, kind of uncomfortable. Most people think they have a money problem, but they actually have a psychology problem. Their system reflects their emotions more than their math. The person who keeps all their money in checking isn't being logical. They're being anxious. They want to see their safety in one place, even if it's doing nothing for them. The person who avoids investing isn't being careful. They're being scared. They tell themselves they're waiting for the right time, but what they're really waiting for is to stop feeling uncertain, which never happens. The person who overspends every month isn't being irresponsible. They're being reactive. They're using spending as stress relief because their financial system constantly keeps them on edge. Your accounts aren't just financial tools, they're emotional boundaries. Each one tells your money where it belongs and what it's allowed to do. Once you understand that, money stops being chaotic. It becomes predictable, controlled, and kind of boring, which is exactly what you want. The real freedom metric. Here's the part nobody talks about. Financial freedom isn't about how much you make. It's about how long you could live if your income stopped today. That number is your freedom metric. If your safety account could cover 6 months of expenses, you have half a year of freedom. If your investments generate enough passive income to cover your lifestyle forever, you have unlimited freedom. Most people never calculate this because they're afraid of what it will show, but that's the number that tells you where you really stand. Want to feel less stressed about money? Increase your freedom metric. Every extra dollar in your safety or freedom account buys you more time, more options, more peace. How to automate the whole thing. Let's talk about the system itself, the part that makes this effortless. Step 1. Income hits your spending account. Step 2. A percentage automatically transfers to your safety account until it's full. Step 3. Another percentage automatically invests into your freedom account. No emotions, no manual transfers, no "I'll do it later." Automation turns good intentions into actual results. Because let's be real, if saving and investing require motivation, you'll stop doing it the second life gets stressful. Automation keeps you consistent even when you're tired, busy, or distracted. And consistency is what builds wealth, not intensity. The reality check moment. Okay, small reality check. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, the idea of filling these accounts might sound impossible. You might be thinking, Michael, I can barely cover my bills, and you want me to fill 3 accounts? I get it. But here's the thing. You're already filling these accounts. You're just doing it in reverse. Your spending account gets everything because you're paying for your current life. Your safety account is actually your credit card because you use it for emergencies. And your freedom account doesn't exist because you're constantly cleaning up the mess from the other two. The system already exists. You're just working for it instead of letting it work for you. Start small. Move $25 to your safety account. Automate $50 to your freedom account. Don't worry about the amount. Worry about the habit. The amounts will grow. The habit is what saves you. The emotional payoff. Here's the part that will surprise you. Once your accounts are set up and automated, money stops being emotional. You'll stop feeling guilty for spending because you'll know your savings and investments are already handled. You'll stop stressing about emergencies because you'll have cash ready. You'll stop obsessing over market ups and downs because you'll see long-term growth instead of day-to-day noise. Financial peace doesn't come from having more money. It comes from knowing exactly what your money is supposed to do. That's what these 3 accounts give you: clarity, control, and calm. The bigger picture. Let's zoom out for a second. You don't get financially free by working harder. You get there by building systems that work even when you're not. These 3 accounts are that system. They separate your money by purpose, remove emotional decision-making, and let compound interest quietly do its job in the background. You'll notice something interesting once you set this up. You'll start thinking differently. You'll stop chasing every new financial hack online. You'll stop worrying about what everyone else is doing because you'll finally understand something they don't. That wealth isn't about managing money perfectly. It's about designing your life so money stops managing you. So here's the shift. Financial freedom isn't this complicated puzzle everyone makes it out to be. It's just 3 accounts working together. Your spending account keeps your life running. Your safety account keeps you protected. Your freedom account keeps your future growing. That's it. 3 buckets, 3 jobs. Everything else, the fancy apps, the viral hacks, the financial influencers with charts and jargon, that's all noise. You don't need noise. You need a system. The simplicity is the magic. Because the less energy you waste managing money, the more energy you have to actually live your life. So stop overcomplicating it. Set up your 3 accounts. Automate everything. Let time and discipline do the heavy lifting. Because you don't need to look rich. You need to stop being stressed.